What's 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 good, YouTube universe? Fizzleman one, Fizzleman signing in like always. Fizz and Friends Gaming. We're back here with Madden Stars. We got a Sunday night primetime game for week 2 action. We have, which I could possibly say, a former Super Bowl matchup in real life, because that was before we had happened. Also started on Madden Stars. So that's real, and also that two of these teams were I can't. Seahawks in our season was a contender in the playoffs a bit by bit, but they wasn't there like that. The Patriots was there because Tom Brady, the Patriots is kind of realistic. Only thing was different is that they didn't go to the Super Bowl one year. That they actually got knocked out the first round. That was the Jaguars. I think that was that year. I don't remember, but bust that news. That's old news. Sorry for we breaking in like this, cause we're live in this action. We just naturally just getting here, but we here just letting you know right now. We're here in Fizzleman Picks Lounge, and you see Fizzleman Picks, the New England Patriots, to take this W, as it look like it's a hard pick, even battle, people voting. As you see the overall saying the people votes, as in this one it look like it's an even match. So this game should be a good one, as the only reason I'm going with the Patriots here, as the Patriots are in my division. If you don't know, Madden Stars came from a connected franchise mode, and we made it more to where we see these superstars here, and that goes in the show that what we trying to do is compare real life and Madden Stars. So in that case, that's what I'm trying to say. In Madden Stars, and I could possibly say in real life, we don't really like the Patriots. So the Patriots ain't really our favorite team. I probably played with the Patriots one time in my life, was with when they had Randy Moss. That was about it. Any other time I play with them, I don't really feel it. Bring it back more. Like I said, the team right now is so part the same as real life. They was having a fall through, reason why Tom Brady left, and not going to say Kansas City Chiefs was the Super Bowl champs and the Chicago Bears was the new Super Bowl champs. So that goes to say, in our two worlds, real life Kansas City champs, Super Bowl champs, RL Madden Stars, Chicago Bears. So that's it with the Patriots. But like I said, the only reason I'm going here is because of Cam. The Patriots, because of Cam. They in our lead division, we don't really like them, so that's there. And it looked like Killer Cam, a reigning MVP, going against our world Madden Stars MVP, as we have Russell Wilson, our Madden Stars MVP from last season. That's who we had right here in this matchup, going from, like, I think when we started this like 3 years ago, like 2 years straight, it was like Tom Brady. This is our first year with Russell Wilson coming to take charge, so that's a good feeling for me to say that this is gonna be a little year for Russell and the Seattle Seahawks. And also, like, keep it more intent, like real life was like last week, you get me? Real life was week 1. We took care. We got Super Bowl Kansas City Chiefs was shown, even though they were shown again here earlier. But we had Chicago Bears was shown week 2 in our Super Bowl prime time at 1 o'clock. Really, you didn't see. You saw, highlighted games of Ronnie Ray and Jarvis Rose and Jets and the Dolphins. But that's pretty much where we have that going in that slot. But we can't put too much because that look unrealistic, so we have to secure the slot. Obviously it's 2 games, but it's 2 players, so obviously it's a highlighted game. Splash. And going more into it, that was that. We had Lamar last week. This week we having Russell Wilson coming in. You didn't really see Lamar last week, like it's the same slot as Chicago Bears this week. But this week we see Russell and Cam going at it, and this should be a good one. We also got new stadiums that open up later on, so let's have fun.
Tonight, from CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks taking on Cam Newton and the New England Patriots.
It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the New England Patriots. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
The Patriots take over.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Out come the Patriots with their new quarterback for 2020, and he, like their previous quarterback, a former MVP, Cam Newton.
Well, he started his season the way that everyone wants to start their season, with an absolute bang. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Let's see where he goes from here.
Set the bar high. Week 2, we'll see what he can do. Sony Michel, his first carry, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Brings up third down.
From the gun on third down, Newton. That's out to his running back, Michel. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Now the short yardage man, Burkhead. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
I'm laughing because I'm not so sure I would have made this call. I'm not so sure I would have said, yeah, let's go ahead and get this one, especially at this point of the game. But give him credit. He had a feeling and carried it through.
Yeah, minutes left. The ball's near midfield. You go for it. But in this stage, at that part of the field, but like you said, it worked. Buying time to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. They can't stop Bruce Irvin there as he slips in for the sack.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. A shotgun snap for Newton. And this one's incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Rolling to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. Now the 2nd-year punter, Jake Bailey, on for New England. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
He's brought down.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
A play fake to Michelle, now Newton. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. To Michelle on the screen. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Mess around and put that thing over your permit. 6 figures every year, yeah, earn that. At the front of this line is where my turn at. Sometimes you need a friend.
Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead.
Patriots 3, Seahawks nothing.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And it'll be a touchback as Tyler Lockett says, I'm not going to return this one. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. And he comes out on the heels of an
out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. It's caught. Lockett. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
7 yards there and a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
He was tackled at the 40.
The numbers on the ground for Carson last week. 16 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Here's Wilson to throw. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Greg Olsen was a big-time pickup for the Seattle Seahawks in the offseason. Spent the last 9 seasons with Carolina as an all-pro, Pro Bowl tight end, and did the same thing before that with the Chicago Bears. Now he moves to the Northwest and gives Russell Wilson a big-time target in the middle of the field.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, but it's going to be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Wilson. And that's complete to Luke Wilson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 28. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
First carry for Carlos Hyde. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
At the 19-yard line.
Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On 2nd down, Hyde. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Good.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
On 2nd down, Hyde. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
The tackle made.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
brings up 3rd and 5.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Wilson's pass.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers.
A 29-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3.
The game at 3-3.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
On the return. The Patriots take over 1st and 10.
Time for our players spotlight, and it focuses in here on Cam Newton. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
To Devin Asiasi.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
A 2nd down run for Burkhead.
Rex Burkhead.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Michel. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England 1st down.
Sonny Michel comes out of a long line of terrific running backs from the University of Georgia and was a 1st-round selection for New England in 2018. He does not mind carrying the football, never turns down an opportunity. Top 10 in rushing attempts in the league in 2019.
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. Being chased out left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. 15 yards on the play. 1st down.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They'll turn to Michel as they go back to the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're...
Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And the Seahawks have recovered. In their locker room, they've got a sign that says defense wins championships. And, Charles, they pointed to that this week, said that has to be us. Looking good early.
I like how you saw that because of the bold letters, right? You saw the emphasis that they place on that and what they believe in. And for them, it's every single snap. So it's not just a matter of getting to the quarterback and knocking the ball free. They're trying to read when that ball's going to come free. As soon as those hands separate to throw the ball, they want to be there and have a chance to knock it out.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Seattle Seahawks.
3-3, a tight one after one on EA Sports.
First quarter with the score tied 3-3.
Now Wilson on first down. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 6 there on first.
2nd and 4.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Throwing again here, Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
To throw again is Wilson. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep for the Patriots, Gunnar Olszewski. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Patriots take over. One more game remains to be played in week 2 after this one, and it's a game that folks have been looking forward to for months, if not years. The first ever regular season home game for the Las Vegas Raiders as they host the Saints. 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 in Vegas, right here on EA Sports. That should be fun. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
18 on the play.
Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Delay of game, offense.
Man, why are we doing this?
That's going to set them back 5 yards. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Off play action. Newton. And he's got Edelman for the first time. That's complete.
Newton's pass.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Another 18-yard gain. They had 18 on the previous snap as well.
And there's a catch there by Julian Edelman, and I know the conversation is very big on how much will he miss Tom Brady. But Edelman's one of the top slot receivers in the league and an uber competitor. He's going to miss his friend, but he wants to show the rest of the league that his skills transfer no matter who's throwing him the football.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Newton. He's going to have the hook up to Izzo. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Benson Mayowa. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They fake the give. Newton. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. New England on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. It's brought in by Harris. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Here's Hyde as they begin on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle made by Adrian Phillips. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
On 1st down, Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
8 yards.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They run it with Carson. And he's going to take this down close to the first as he's brought down at the Patriots 29. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Chris Carson has proven to be a workhorse for the Seattle Seahawks, and they continue to expand his game. We know that he can run inside and be a bruising type of a player, but he has surprising speed to the perimeter, and they've expanded his game now by throwing it to him out of the backfield. In 2019, in the top 10 in the league in touches and yards from scrimmage.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Second and 11. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Now it's Wilson. And it's caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
1st and goal at the 2.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Nick Ballore, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And boy, that was a heavy set. I think they had 3 tight ends out there. The fullback, you knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, they weren't trying to fool anybody at all, were they? There was none of this show you heavy set, bootleg it out. Nah. Big guys up front, hand it to the big guy in the backfield.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And it is up.
It is good.
And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now.
Patriots 3.
After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25.
Cam Newton and the Patriots set to go again on offense. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try to relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
To Ryan Izzo.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Newton. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jaron Reed forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. The shotgun snap for Newton. And the pressure gets to him again. L.J. Collier in there to drop him at sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
Starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. So now after the sack, Cam and the Patriots going to look up at a 3rd and long. A play fake to Michelle, now Newton. He's going to loft one, deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
The Patriots send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. And a lemon of a kick there. This is going to be spotted down right on the 30-yard line. Out comes Chris Carson in the Seattle offense. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 1st down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
1st and 10.
It's always interesting when you get ready for a Seattle Seahawks game because when you think of their receivers, you think of these guys going to be 6'3", 6'4", 225 pounds out on the perimeter. But Tyler Lockett, he shatters all of those thoughts. Much more like a water bug, but maybe their most trusted target downfield. Led Seattle with 1,057 yards last season, operates in the slot and outside, and is tough as any receiver in the NFL.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They'll try to run with Carson. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown, score over yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. A throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Newton to Michel on the screen. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Newton on 3rd down. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They are going to go for it. It's Newton. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to be incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Chris Carson trotting back out there. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the second quarter. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Wilson. Short throw to Disley. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. Two veterans there, Wilson to Olsen for a Seattle first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Complete here. It's Hyde. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Wilson will throw again. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. He's a 2nd-round pick, a solid 2nd-round pick. But when you're close to that first round, do you come in with a little chip on your shoulder?
You definitely do, because now your money's not the same. But even more than that, it's the prestige. Everyone wants to be a first-round pick, and he thought his talent demanded that. And I do know some teams in the league that had first-round grades on him.
And you take a look at this draft class from a season ago, really it grades out as a pretty darn good class.
You have to give a lot of credit to the entire scouting organization. General manager, personnel department, college scouts, it all came together. They evaluated it very well and got a nice payoff.
And Myers able to knock it through. Good. And that will extend their lead even further.
20. Patriots 3.
So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And no reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In our game has been Russell Wilson, who was dynamic, as usual, in that first half. His guys have the lead, as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
To kick off for New England.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Fields it in the middle of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback as Tyler Lockett says, I'm not going to return this one. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They lead things here as they start 1st and 10, trying to get rid of that bad taste in their mouth from the loss last week to the Atlanta Falcons. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Wilson. And to the tight end, Olsen, right side. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. It's taken to the 26. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. And, Charles, they trail by 3 scores. Look, they're not completely out of this, but it's sort of go time right now.
Yeah, and they knew that coming out after halftime, it was going to take a collective effort to get back into this ball game. The defense got the stop for them, so maybe that can get things started. Now the offense has to pick their game up as well, and if they can put a score on the board, hey, they could get back in it in a hurry.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Newton. On the move to his left. He's going to take off with it. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the 1st. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. On 1st down, it's Newton. Catch is made by Harry. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a 1st down.
And they'll continue to look for more catches like that from N'Keal Harry. He was New England's first pick in the 2019 draft. Had a disappointing rookie season, though. Only 12 catches for 105 yards and just 2 touchdowns. With his talent and his potential, this team needs him to step up.
Ryan Izzo, the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it, and he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Michelle. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. It's the veteran K.J. Wright, the disruptive force. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
1st and 10 at the...
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had a big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack.
Russell Wilson sacked.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the 1st drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Kyle Duggar brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The 1st sack of his NFL career. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen guy so that you don't take an interception? But really the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And we'll see what he can do on the return. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board, so let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
12. 1st down, New England.
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8.
It is a nice catch there by Julian Edelman, and he's going to be a reliable target no matter who's playing quarterback. Topped 1,000 yards receiving for the 3rd time last season. I just love his story. College quarterback to one of the top slot receivers in the NFL.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Burkhead, the ball carrier.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Burkhead. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
On 2nd and 12, Newton, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw, Newton. They'll roll him out right. He can run for it, and he will. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4th.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a 1st down.
Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt.
55-yard attempt.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Now they're set up nicely at the 45-yard line after the missed field goal from 55. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup.
Good catch there by DK Metcalf, and when he came into the league, we were all impressed by his physical attributes. Looked like he was chiseled out of stone. This guy's body is one that we all really wanted to have. But as his rookie season progressed, they added more and more to his plate. Now at times, with his size, his speed, and ability to catch the ball downfield, he looks downright unstoppable.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Oh, we're always talking about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that one, broke off his pass rush, and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. A Seahawk 1st down as Wilson finds Lockett.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
On 1st down, Carson. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
He was brought
in the first half. He was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Wilson's pass.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way. And boy, he can get hurt.
Wilson to throw on third down. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Greg Olsen, 35 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled. Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game. And in the driver's seat right now. Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard.
New England trying to get a place on offense. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
At the 36-yard line.
A give. This is Michel. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. Got a man open. That's Harry. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 42. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
New England.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. A throw by Newton going to be caught by Harry. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route,
pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Cam Newton sacked on 10 yards.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. They put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. So now after the sack, Cam and the Patriots going to look up at a 3rd and long. To throw is Newton. And that is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
He may try and run for this. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. An opportunity for them to salt this game away after that 4th down stop we just witnessed as they hold a commanding 3-score lead in the 4th quarter. They start the drive with Hyde. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. 2 yards.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They run it again with Hyde. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
First down, a run with Hyde. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well, because when you run against 6 DBs but some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Here's Carson. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
He was brought down at the 20.
Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, we don't think you get the 1st down against our defense by that decision.
Following the penalty, it's Hyde. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Tackle made at the...
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Again, it's Hyde. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
And the ball carrier. He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. A 10th carry for Hyde. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They run for it with Carson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. We're starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It'll go as a loss on the play, not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep him bottled up? Instead, they tackle him for a loss.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. His pass caught at the 4. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Wilson. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. A 3-yard touchdown pass as his guys continue to pour it on. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Point now coming from Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. A shotgun snap for Newton. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Gain of 9. brings up second.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 40. Give him 15 yards on that one, and New England has a first down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. From the gun, here's Newton. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
4 yards.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Now Cam going to get this into the hands of Michelle. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Newton's pass.
This has been a rough one to put it mildly for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like in the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go with Michelle. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
A gain of 6.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. So the ref makes a call, no touchdown there, wipe it off the board. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. This from 36 yards out.
36-yard attempt.
And Folk's kick is good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28.
Patriots 6.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Tyler Lockett now with a return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Over 1st and 10. At their own 20.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
It's now 2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. So the victory here for Seattle, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets, defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Seahawks, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for New England, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.